Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Bourchier, a student-led podcast delving into the ins and outs of our school and wider community. I'm Liam Graham, joined with
Amrie Bridget
and Bridget Maliari.
And today we are joined with a very special guest. Drum roll, please. Mayor of Greater Shepparton, Shane Sali.
Very good, Liam. Thank you for having me. Amrie and Bridget, it's great to be with you today. I appreciate it. So I'm looking forward to the chat.
How are you, Shane?
I'm doing well. Always doing good and grateful for this opportunity. How are you three doing?
I'm good.
Great.
I'm also good.
Good?
Awesome.
Oh, very good. Very excited.
Could you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm born and bred here in Shepparton, and you might not be aware, but I actually went to Bourchier Street Primary School.
Oh.
So
Wow.
I'm a past student, so I'm always very proud to get back to Bourchier Street. So I started grade prep, I think it was back in 1993.
Oh.
So not that long ago. Grateful to spend all my life here in Shepparton and went to school obviously here at Bourchier Street. Married to a lovely girl. My wife's name is Lydia. I won't get you to try and can you try and repeat that? What do you think? Pretty challenging name, isn't it? So, and we've got three beautiful kids, Jacob, Lachlan and Chelsea. And growing up, worked here at a phone retail shop and obviously spent some time at Telstra. And then I got into our family businesses with my parents and spent about 10 years there. So you might not know them, but Traffic, Shop 221 and Arcade Fashions.
I know that.
You might have been there with your parents before. And then I was lucky enough to get elected to council in 2020, so a little while ago. And I spent 4 years on council and then got elected as mayor in the middle of 2022. And then I was fortunate enough to get elected to council again last year, and we're obviously into our new term. So very grateful to call Shepparton home, and I'm sure you three are as well. And it's a great place to live and work and raise a family. So that's a little bit about me.
Oh. Now, Shane, could you tell us how you became mayor?
Good question. So first of all, you have to get elected to council. So back in 2020, when I ran for council, very fortunate to get the support of people across Greater Shepparton, and I was elected with 8 other councillors. So there's 9 councillors that make up the council group of Greater Shepparton. Then, as I mentioned, I was a councillor for 2 years, and then I was fortunate enough to get the support of my councillors to become mayor in 2022. And then obviously have regained that support from my councillors and community in being re-elected. So it's quite a special time. I'll never forget when I was elected mayor. A very, very proud moment for me and my family, but it's a good job and a great opportunity to represent your community.
Now, this is kind of a similar question, but what are the steps of becoming a mayor?
Yeah, so you've got to get elected a councillor first. Yeah, very similar as I was mentioning to Amrie, is that you get elected a councillor first, and then the councillors elect the mayor. So the 9 councillors, including myself, you get to vote as well, and you need 5 votes to become mayor.
Why did you become mayor?
Well, I first wanted to become a councillor, and the fact that I was able to be elected a mayor is something that I'm very grateful for. When I was first running for council in 2020, I had no specific ambition to be a deputy mayor or a mayor. I believe in natural evolution, which means if you work hard and you put your mind to something, that those good things will come to you if you keep at it and be persistent. And I was fortunate enough that I had done enough in my first 2 years as a councillor to show good leadership and show that I could be someone to be considered of a leadership role. And as I mentioned, I was very fortunate enough to have that support from the councillors at the time. So those type of roles will present, and I encourage anyone to take an opportunity in any form of leadership. But I will say that you do not have to be a mayor or a deputy mayor to have any form of leadership, in particular with council. No different to here at your school, that you don't have to be a school captain or a house captain. If you are, that's great, and it's great that you can lead your school. But if you are not, you can still be a leader.
If you're not attending to your mayoral duties, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Spare time. I don't have a lot of spare time, but I like to go to gym each morning. So I do my best to get up early and get to the gym. Just recently, I've stopped playing football. I wish I could still play. I don't have a lot of time, and my body lets me down a little bit. I've got some sore calves, and you won't know that yet, but when you get a little bit older, you'll know exactly what that means. But I get to a bit of footy training, but I love spending so much time with my kids. In particular, my boys are very active in sport. My little daughter Chelsea is not yet playing any sport yet, but she's looking forward to starting athletics later this year. So I spend a lot of time with my kids in their sport. I get to the gym each morning, and I still do a little bit of footy training as well, which is pretty fun to kick the footy around with some of my mates there. So that's what I try and do in my spare time. But council and the role as mayor is quite time consuming, and you spend a lot of time after hours at different events and community events, which is really good. I love engaging with the community. So that's why I try and get to the gym most mornings.
What are your future goals for Shepparton, and how can we as a community contribute?
It's a really good question. So we're always aspiring to do good things here in Greater Shepparton. You might not be aware, but our sports stadium is 50 years old, and we want to build a new one. Do any of you play basketball or netball or any sports at the sports stadium?
Sometimes I go to badminton.
Badminton as
badminton,
well,
volleyball.
yeah. Volleyball. They also play pickleball there now, as well, which is pretty cool. So we want to build a new stadium from a community infrastructure perspective. So this is a project that's been in the pipelines for a very, very long time. I love sport in this community, and as I said, I played sport all my life, and my family really enjoy that, and we want to get as many kids as we possibly can playing sport. And we've got an amazing sports precinct down there where all the soccer fields are, and the netball courts and the hockey pitches, and obviously our sports stadium. So we want to upgrade our sporting facilities, in particular our sports stadium. But we're also doing our best to provide job opportunities for people here. So as you grow and you can attend university here and secondary school, then we want to be able to make sure that you can work here and continue to build your life in our great place. So sport's important, education offerings and job opportunities is where I see a really strong future in Greater Shepparton.
I see you run a business in Shepparton. Could you tell us, how did you find the transition from being a business owner to becoming the mayor?
Good question. So I was fortunate enough to get involved in our retail businesses with my parents. So as I mentioned to you, my parents have had long-established retail businesses, and I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to come in and help run those businesses with my parents. I spent about 10 years doing that, and very fortunate that my wife also joined the businesses. She's been a great asset to our businesses, and completely transformed them in some aspects, which is great. So the reason I raised that is that when I took the opportunity to become mayor, you do it as a collective. So I can't do it without the support of my wife, and we made a decision for me to pursue that opportunity, which meant that she had to step in and take up a lot of the operations of the business. So I'm not there as much as I'd like to be, because obviously I'm very committed to fulfilling my mayoral role. I only spend maybe a day a week, if that, there, so I don't get a lot of time to be there, but I still speak to my dad on a daily basis, and obviously we speak about the businesses, and I still have an interest in that, but my wife is definitely taking on the lead of operations there, which is important. It's very hard to be the mayor and also occupy another job or run a business, because it's so important that if you take on the mayoral role, that you are fully committed to doing that role, which is what I'm doing.
What is the most important event you have attended as mayor?
Oh, that's a good one. I get to go to so many events, which is really, really good. I love the fact that I get to go to so many events and meet so many people. There's so many great volunteers in our community that continue to give back, and I love those events. And we've actually got our volunteer recognition awards night coming up, where we get to recognize some of our amazing volunteers in our community. That's one of the best local events that I get to go to. But I have been very fortunate enough to go to the Governor General's place in Canberra for dinner, which is pretty cool. That was a pretty special occasion. I won't forget that one. It's probably the closest thing that you'll get to having dinner with the king or queen.
Speaking of events, as mayor, you would need to speak at a lot of public events. Do you ever get stage fright?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's important. I think it's good if you're nervous, because that means that you care and and you want to make sure that you can speak as best as you possibly can and represent your city. So I enjoy speaking about my city and going to different events, but yeah, I do speak at a lot of events, and it's a great experience. It builds a lot of confidence, and it's no different to what you three are doing now. This is such a great opportunity for you three, and you're doing such a great job.
What has been the riskiest decision you made as mayor?
Well, I'm lucky that I get to make decisions with councillors as well. So I don't have to do them on my own, which is good. The riskiest decision that maybe was me becoming the mayor. So that might have been the riskiest decision at the time. But very fortunate that when we have council meetings and we make decisions each month on things that we hope continue to improve our city, is that you need 5 councillors for something to be endorsed. So for it to make it a formal decision, you need 5 councillors. So I only get 1 vote, like all councillors as well. So we make decisions together, which is good, and we make them in the best interest of our community.
Guess that sound!
Players go up against each other to guess a selection of sounds. They must press their button before they answer. Could everyone show us your buzzer noises, please? So, Amrie first. Liam. Bridget. And Mr. Sali.
I wasn't game enough to do any of those noises, so I went with something original.
Shane.
Okay. So I'm going to be playing just 5 sounds, and as soon as you recognize what that sound is, you press your buzzer. This is the first one.
Shane.
Amrie.
A door opening.
There wasn't all of the sound. Hold on, I'll play it at the start again, see if you can get it. Hold on.
A door opening and closing?
No. Bridget?
Microwave.
Yes, 1 point to Bridget. Okay.
Well done, Bridget.
Now this is the second sound. Shane?
Ooh, does that sound like a seal?
Yes, it's sea lion. Yeah.
Oh, sea
1 point
lion.
to Shane. There you go.
Good. 1 to me.
Okay. This one is a difficult one. The last group couldn't get this one done. Amrie.
Coil sound.
Sorry.
Coil sound.
No.
Oh, that's a good response. That's what I would have said.
Wait. Hold on. I'll play it again.
Is it
Liam.
like a notification?
No.
Bridget.
Bridget.
Like a coil breaking?
I guess it's kind of like a coil. It's basically a guitar being plucked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should
Okay.
have guessed that.
Yeah, yeah.
Guitar.
Okay, let me get another one.
Zipper.
1 point to Amrie.
Oh, well done.
Okay, we're gonna do one last one. So it is a pretty obvious sound, but I want you to think about like the surface of like what it is. Yeah. Okay.
Gravel?
Oh, there you go.
Being a Sheppartonian, what would you recommend to someone new to Shepparton to go to?
Oh, we have so many great things to do, and it depends on what age you are and what you like doing. But we've got some amazing playgrounds, and I'm sure you've all been to Kidstown before, and the All Abilities playground at the lake and the Big Flying Fox at the lake as well is pretty cool. But if you're into cars, the Museum of Vehicle Evolution, so out at Move, where you can get a chocolate apple. Have you been to the chocolate apple factory before? It's pretty cool out there, isn't it? So, and there's mini golf, so there's great things to do out there with the family. And then the Shepparton Art Museum's really impressive as well. They've got a great cafe there and an amazing art exhibition throughout the 3 levels. So we love that precinct. And then it's about getting involved in community sport. So absolutely, if it's your first time to Shepparton and you've just moved here and you want to get engaged in our community, we've got so many community groups and sport clubs that you can join. But outside of that, let's get a chocolate apple, go to the Museum of Vehicle Evolution, check out Sam, and we have to get the Australian best vanilla slice. That's pretty good, isn't it? So you've had them before? Yeah, good.
If you weren't mayor, what would you be doing?
Good question. I love planes. I'm into aviation. I would love to be a pilot, but I've never built up enough courage to start in the little small planes. Yeah, they always worry me a little bit, the little small planes. So, but I'd love to be a pilot. I think that'd be pretty cool.
We're coming to the end of our podcast. Before we stop, do you have any questions for us, Shane?
Yeah, I'd love to know what you think we can do in Greater Shepparton. So have you been on a holiday somewhere, or have you visited a location and you wish that Shepparton or Greater Shepparton had that in our city, whether it's a playground, or what have you seen that's pretty cool? But one thing you can't ask for is Disneyland, because that's what my kids always ask for. Even though they haven't been, they wish we had a Disneyland here.
For me, because I have been to a lot of places, I think Shepparton is one of one of the best places, because I live here obviously, but I think there's nothing better than Shepparton.
I agree with you. That's it's the best place in the world. What about you, Liam?
I've been to lots of places around Australia. And one of the places that had really cool water slides. I just wish the Aquamoves had some more water slides.
Oh, absolutely. Big Splash Park. That's pretty popular, isn't it? So, yeah, we've got great weather for it. Maybe that's something we have to do one day. How about you, Bridget?
I think everything is fine as it is for me.
Oh, that's another one. Well, we do live in a great place. Mm-hmm. It is, in my opinion, I'm sure we would all agree, it's the best place in the world to live here, and we're very fortunate to call it home. And I know that you guys will be lucky enough to grow up in this great city and call it home, hopefully for a very long time.
And that brings us to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much, Shane, for coming in today.
No, thank you. You guys did an amazing job. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. I know I did, and hopefully I get to come back and speak to you again soon. But thank you three so much for giving me the opportunity, and I hope you enjoyed it.